Ow! Come on, man, it was a G.I. Jane joke, dude.
Keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth.
When the devil comes at you, maybe it's because you're trying to do something right. And for whatever reason, the devil got a hold of him, of that circumstance, that night.
Denzel Washington has begged Chris Rock not to sue Will Smith after he infamously slapped the comedian at the Oscars this year. Those close to Chris Rock claim that he isn't even thinking of suing Will Smith right now, and that might have a lot to do with Denzel's involvement in the matter. The Equalizer star fell short of condemning Will Smith's attack on Chris Rock at the Academy Awards on Sunday as he spoke about the incident. Many people in the industry know Denzel to be a wise and level-headed veteran who knows how to handle precarious situations, and it seems like he has played the ideal role of a mediator, diffusing the situation. But how exactly did Denzel convince Chris to not press charges against Will? Keep on watching to find out. Jim Carrey says if it were him, he'd, slap Will Smith back with a $200 million lawsuit. But friends of Chris Rock say he isn't even thinking of suing. He's focusing on his tour. Carrey, who said he was sickened by the standing ovation Will Smith got after slapping Rock at Sunday night's Academy Awards, added that Smith should have been arrested and sued over the act. But a friend of Rock, 57, told Page Six he isn't even thinking of suing, he's focused on his tour, which started on March 30th in Boston. The tour is completely sold out, and we await to see if the slap heard around the world will make it into his set, but it hasn't so far. At his first stand-up show since the slap, Rock spoke about the incident in Boston, saying that he's still processing what happened, and will fully discuss it at a later time.
I don't have like a bunch of shit about what happened, so if you came to hear that, I had like a whole show I wrote before this weekend, and I'm still kind of processing what happened. At some point, I'll talk about that shit. And, it'll be serious, it'll be funny.
Denzel made his first public comment regarding Will Smith slapping Chris Rock during the 94th Academy Awards 2 days before this story broke. On Saturday, the 67-year-old actor described why he got up after seeing Smith's reaction to a joke made on stage by Rock during a panel at Pastor T.D. Jake's annual International Leadership Summit. "No way I could have sat in my seat," the Tragedy of Macbeth star said during the event live-streamed by The Wrap. "That's just not who I am." According to The Wrap, The Hollywood Reporter, and Variety, earlier in the chat, Washington recalled an old proverb that struck a chord with him in the wake of Smith hitting Rock during Sunday's Oscar broadcast.
There's a saying, when the devil ignores you, then you know you're doing something wrong. Wait a minute, I'm not done now. You know, the devil goes, "Oh no, leave him alone. Hey, he's my favorite." Don't you bother him.
Yeah.
Conversely, when the devil comes at you, maybe it's because you're trying to do something right. And for whatever reason, the devil got a hold of him, of that circumstance, that night.
The timing of the statement from Denzel, followed by Chris only a few days later, makes it clear that this was no coincidence. There is enough evidence to suggest that Denzel did not just have a talk with Will following the incident, but also reached out to Chris to make sure he did not take an aggressive stance and press charges against Will, which surely would have escalated things. Whether he begged him not to do it or just had a fatherly talk is unclear, but considering the gravity of the situation, we're sure it must have taken some imploring from Denzel to dissuade Chris from suing Will. Fans did not shy away from making their own judgments regarding the entire situation on Twitter. Many saw Denzel as the peace-loving, kind-hearted person that he seems to be and supported his way of handling things. One user wrote, "I truly idolize peacemakers. At your highest moment, that's when the devil comes for you. Denzel Washington. Shout out to Tyler Perry and Denzel Washington on that Will and Chris Jada moment. We need more men like Denzel Washington and Tim Tebow and less hate. Healing is the only way we can fight evil. I'm horrible at this, but at least I recognize the problem," said another, resonating the same thoughts as the previous user. Not all fans seemed to see things this way. Many criticized Denzel for his part in the whole scenario and painted him out to be the villain of the entire story. A user tweeted, Denzel Washington is a gaslighting con man. His latest attempt to minimize the traumatic event was to ask, who are we to condemn? We have a duty to condemn, that's who. There is only one victim in this crime, people, and he deserves universal support. His name is Mr. Chris Rock. Many others believed Chris should have pursued legal action against Will for what he did to him. The more I sit with this and think, the more my heart aches for #Chris Rock. Imagine being bullied as a kid and then the biggest bully in a room full of his peers smacks you down and tries to humiliate you and everyone applauds. It's sick. He should press charges then sue. #awful, shared another user. Washington, Tyler Perry, and Bradley Cooper were among the celebrities who spoke with the King Richard actor, 53, immediately after he got into an altercation with Rock, 57, over a joke about his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, being in a prospective sequel to the 1997 picture G.I. Jane. In 2018, Pinkett Smith, 50, stated that she suffers from alopecia. Smith went on to win the Best Actor for his role as Richard Williams in the 2021 film King Richard at Sunday's award presentations. During his acceptance speech, he apologized to the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences and mentioned Washington. "At your highest moment, be careful. That's when the devil comes for you," Smith claimed Washington told him just before his speech. Washington said he thankfully wasn't alone in speaking with Smith after he slapped Rock, confirming that others like Tyler Perry came immediately right over there with me in wake of the incident, according to the outlets. Though he refused to reveal exactly what was said, Washington told Jakes that some prayers were shared between the celebrities. "I don't want to say what we talked about there, but for the grace of God go any of us," Washington explained. He added, "Who are we to condemn? I don't know all the ins and outs of this situation, but I know the only solution was prayer, the way I saw it, the way I see it." Smith resigned from the Academy on Friday. In his statement shared with People via his representative, the actor said he has directly responded to the Academy's disciplinary hearing notice and will fully accept any and all consequences for my conduct. "My actions at the 94th Academy Awards presentation were shocking, painful, and inexcusable," Smith said Friday. "The list of those I have hurt is long and includes Chris, his family, many of my dear friends and loved ones, all those in attendance, and global audiences at home. I betrayed the trust of the Academy." Following Smith's resignation, David Rubin, the Academy's president, stated that the organization had accepted the actor's resignation. The Academy had begun disciplinary processes against Smith following a meeting of its board of governors earlier in the week. The Academy said earlier this week that an inquiry into Smith's slap will take a few weeks. In February, Smith spoke to People about his connection with Washington, whom he called his mentor. "We've spent a lot of time together, so we've been talking. He's always been a mentor for me, and he grabbed me and he said, 'This is your year.'" Smith told People host Kay Adams after winning the Screen Actor Guild Award for outstanding performance by a male actor in a leading role for his part in King Richard. "He just hugged me and he said, 'I'm so happy for you. Just love who you're becoming,'" he said, later noting that he was long leaned on Washington for advice. "He knew me years ago. I would go to Denzel for advice, so he's seen me through the years, and he was just telling me how proud he is of who I've become and what I've become," Smith shared. He was saying that he felt like a weight was lifted off his shoulders somehow. Meanwhile, Rock clearly isn't a fan of legal proceedings. In a previous Netflix comedy special, he talked about the torture of his divorce. Rock and his wife Malak Compton announced they were separating in 2014. The divorce was finalized in 2016. In his 2019 comedy special Tambourine, Rock told the audience, "You don't want to get divorced. I tell you right now." He said everyone was there to take his money away. "I had to pay for a lawyer to divorce me. That's like hiring a hitman to kill you. I had to go through a custody fight for my kids," Rock continues in the special. "Just to see my kids, man." He called the process humiliating and added, "You don't want to be a man in family court. You don't want to be a black man in any court." That's it from our side. Now we want to know what you feel regarding Denzel's involvement in the Will-Chris feud. Do you think he played a positive role in the situation or not? Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more updates.